We got Spill. Spill. We never seen anything from him. We got Walmart employee exposes what they do. TikTok goes viral.
Now
See what
more
this
than
is.
ever, retailers are asking shoppers to become self-sufficient.
Can you just scan it for me?
You're gonna have to scan it yourself. It's self-checkout.
And some customers
Oh
have
yeah, I also did work at Walmart at one point, so there's some things I do know, some things I don't. But I also didn't work in like the main area. I mean, I did, but I wasn't like a cashier or mainly a stalker. I was what was I? OPD, I think. That's what it the abbreviation thing was it? Online pickup delivery. So I grab stuff from the store, bring it to the room, send it out, or bring it out to the person. And we also did stock sometimes though, and like just walk around the store. But yeah, I mean, there's some things I know. So is he. If I see something that gets brought up.
treated this responsibility as an invitation to add a little something extra to their bags at a fraction of the price. But even in
I mean, why? There's fucking cameras like above the cashiers. You know, I don't see why you would do that.
little something
I mean,
extra
I see why. You know, you're broke, you don't have money, so you got to do that. But in my experience working at Walmart, they have fucking cameras everywhere, dude. The entire store there's cameras, so you can't get away with it.
to their
And of
bag.
course you could, but at the same time, there's cameras. There's literally cameras everywhere that can even see the parking lot too, so they know your license plates and stuff. So
Bags at a fraction
not
of the
not
price.
a good thing to
but
be doing.
even in understaffed stores, shoppers aren't as alone as they assume.
So yeah, just so you guys know, you're being watched at Walmart literally 24/7.
As someone or
Something called fucking cameras, dude.
something oversees every purchase.
They can zoom in so far on the cameras that they can literally read your text messages if they really wanted to.
But this
I don't know about that.
new technology is
I don't know
scaring
about that. Look at
customers,
this.
and people are protesting to ban it. Companies claim they won't use it, but is this really the case?
Wanted
Wait.
to.
But this new technology is scaring customers, and people are protesting to ban it. Companies claim they won't use it, but is this really the case?
That doesn't make any
People,
sense.
They play the long game.
Customers are mad at the extremes put in place.
I would have to call a manager just to get
Oh,
a pack
yeah.
of toothpaste.
I'm gonna pause a lot because, like I said, I did work there. So let's say some stuff from, my experience. I fucking hated those drawers, dude. Like, as someone who worked there, I hated it. Because when you gotta get something from those, like, locked boxes and stuff, you gotta get a key from somebody. And to find that somebody, or, yeah, you have to find that somebody. And it usually takes a bit. Because they're just fucking walking around. Or they're not even, like, where they're supposed to be. So it takes a long time just to get, like, one item out of that whole case. And then, like, it stalls the entire, like, time it takes to get shit back to the room so you can send it out to the person. But I hated those, like, so much.
Is this how retailers should be treating their valued customers?
We're all going to pay for this.
I personally don't see anything wrong with the cameras and stuff because,
There's one
I mean, it's cameras and you're in a store. You're in a public store and people steal. Like, mass people complaining about cameras is fucking insane.
major problem that comes with analyzing crimes, and that's the failure to acknowledge how delinquency evolves. Take shoplifting, for example, once seen simply as an act of teenage
What?
rebellion, compulsion, or necessity that in recent years has morphed into something new. Whether it's an Apple store ransacked for $35,000.
Oh yeah, dude, people that do this, like, they go into like an Apple Store, Android, whatever, and they take it off the charger and stuff. Those phones are literally being tracked, and they can't be opened if it's like not plugged into the stuff, right? You're like, you can't use it, and it's being tracked. Yeah, you're fucked. Like, come on, you're fucked. And you're doing it in a public store with cameras everywhere in a mall.
$1 worth of products in Silicon Valley. 20 tons of chocolate loaded into a refrigerated trailer in Germany, or uncanny amounts of cheese nabbed twice in 1 year from Wisconsin. This new breed
Wow.
of shoplifter appears to be just as unfazed by the law as they are by stereotypes.
Just stealing
but of
with
course,
no
not
mask or
every
anything?
shoplifting expedition is a 77-year-old
Shoving everything
man
in your bag?
pulling off a $300,000 Beanie Baby heist, or criminals
What?
dressed in drag robbing a Harry Winston out of $108 million in jewelry. No, these days, shoplifting is an equal opportunity sport that can entice customers
What the
from
fuck?
all walks of life to cram their
That's the thing.
baskets or carts.
With these stores, you can't touch the customers. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that would, even though they shouldn't or can't. They do, just, and I think it's a good thing. Because even though like you're told not to touch them, you can't. If they steal, you can't do anything about it. Just call the security or police, whatever, and they try to handle it. But yeah, it's so annoying thing to just see. They could just steal, just walk out. You can't touch me, you can't detain me, whatever, right? It's such a dumb thing for stores to have. Like, it shouldn't even be a thing.
In their own personal game of supermarket sweeps.
Every shopper has his own strategy, and Chef wants to start his sweep with Farmer John Ham.
Or influence shoppers to engage with the crime on a more casual level. After all, with a wealth of shoplifting hacks circulating online, the occasional 5-finger discount has become more normalized than ever. But customers might want to think twice
What a
before
fucking
they
weirdo.
take part in
Who
the
does
trend
that?
left shelves scant. Because when it comes to scanning,
Wait, that doesn't even work though.
or they take part in the trend that
Like, you did that. I mean, yeah, it doesn't even work. Like, why would he do that?
left shelves scant. Because when it comes to scanning premium priced items for Pringles prices at the self-checkout,
I mean, man, if you
or
ain't got money
undermining loss
and you gotta
prevention
steal,
measures.
you gotta steal,
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
got you. I got you on camera. You on candid camera now.
as scare tactics or challenges
so dumb,
that
though.
require
There's cameras
creative
everywhere.
solutions. Even thieves who feel they're above the law can find themselves facing serious legal consequences. And while most recent innovations
Cisco
in
Pants
retail
steals
might
everybody.
make customers feel more inclined to pocket a freebie here or there, somebody's always watching. At self-checkout, it's easy for shoppers to feel alone. The method for scanning items that was meant to put an end to customer complaints of long checkout lanes and understaffing has only prompted further criticism as shoppers find themselves doing unpaid labor minus the benefits.
How do you want me to scan this fruit?
You're gonna have to look up the code.
You can't just tell me the code?
It's self-checkout.
Yeah, even and this self-checkout thing is suck too. Because you want to take an item or something. You gotta wait fucking minutes for a staff member to come. It's so stupid.
And
Doesn't
like
make any
airplane
sense to me.
food or the DMV, this dissatisfying nature of one
I mean,
chain's
in a sense it
self-checkout
does,
has
though.
inspired
Gotta make
its
sure you don't
own
steal it,
brand
but
of inside
it's
jokes.
so dumb.
Walmart investing in American jobs. Here I am checking out my own self. I didn't get no check. Wonder if I'm gonna get invited to the staff party.
This humor often riffs off one key element in Walmart's self-checkout experience: the company's loss protection measures. From self-deprecating skits about Walmart's security cameras that force shoppers to come face-to-face with themselves under harsh fluorescent lighting,
What if that was my last straw?
that makes some second guess
I mean,
what they thought
you're not
they
gonna
knew
record it
about
and then
themselves.
post it, so it's not like a crazy thing.
I don't look like this in real life. Why do I look like this?
To assuming these cameras are just for show. But perhaps customers who
That's just
believe
how he
what they
looks.
do at self-checkout is between themselves and Walmart's prop security measure
Telltale rat. Okay. Anyway, you're a rodent.
should adjust their gaze slightly upwards. At least that's what TikTok user Aubrey did when she entered a Myrtle Beach Walmart in 2022. And what she saw stunned her enough to take out her phone and start recording a video. The now viral TikTok exposed Walmart's anti-theft technology displayed on a monitor in the store, circling and highlighting shoppers in yellow as they went about their errands.
What is that gonna
Viewers were
do?
disturbed by the Orwellian lengths the company had gone to, as one
It was just highlighting them. Like, what? Like, what are you fucking pissed about?
And highlighting shoppers in yellow
Like, I can
as
highlight
they
you with my
went
fucking
about their
eyes. I
errands.
don't need the
Viewers
technology
were
to show that.
disturbed by the Orwellian lengths the company had
I
gone
don't get
to,
it.
as one user questioned. If
People
they don't
complain about
trust us
anything,
doing
it's
our
so
own
stupid.
scanning, why have it? And another grimly commented, they'll spend billions on new security technology, but won't hire a cashier for more than $10 an hour? But
I mean, it
some
saves money
users
to
were
just have
still
that
dubious.
technology.
After all, how advanced could security be at a store that still didn't offer Apple Pay? It was clear that TikTok wasn't going to dissuade shoppers who were intent on securing themselves an employee discount at the self-checkout, as one user boldly announced. Challenge accepted. Still, Aubrey explained
so
the
fucking weird.
severity
They do
of what she had
anything except
captured
pay.
for those who were unconvinced or confused as to what exactly they were looking at.
So essentially what those cameras do is track you around the store and pretty much scan what items you pick up. I worked back at a grocery store in 2016 and those cameras were able to detect like on-scanned items going out the doors.
And for those customers who believed they'd gotten
I don't
away
see
with
nothing's wrong with that.
shoplifting, Aubrey suggested they reconsider
it sounds
before
good.
testing their
Yeah.
luck a second time.
But with some people, they play the long game and like keep count of all the you've taken over the years to charge you with like felony charges.
The TikTok user insisted that she had no reason to lie, considering she didn't work for the store. And when the Daily Dot reached out to Aubrey about her TikTok, she informed the news source that while this Walmart location showcased their technology, every location was different with what they shared with customers.
Yeah.
My intent on posting this video was to make people aware that just because we can't see something doesn't mean it's not real, the TikTok user said. I also know with the younger generation,
stupid.
stealing is more prevalent due to recent inflation and just all around struggling. And I don't want anybody to get in trouble if they can avoid it. And while the claim about Walmart waiting to prosecute shoplifters for felonies remains unverified, when it came to the company's advancements in technology, it appeared Aubrey was onto something. In 2019, Insider reported AI technology was used at self-checkouts and cash registers in over
I don't see why companies are
1,000
like
Walmart
telling everybody
locations
this.
to notify checkout
Who gives a
attendants
fuck if
when
customers
items
don't
went
like it or not?
unscanned. However, Walmart's
It
use
helps
of
staff
AI
and shit.
dates back
It
further
really
than
helps
most
your store.
realize. By 2015, Walmart began using a facial recognition system to alert security to suspected shoplifters, Fortune reported. You may have noticed this as you walk in a Walmart and see yourself on a big TV screen. They're scanning your face and comparing it to faces on their database of offenders. And while the images of innocent shoppers supposedly aren't stored by the AI, the idea of having a face print is a point of contention amongst the American public. In 2021, over 35 civil liberty organizations rallied together to condemn the non-consensual
You're only doing that
use
if you're
of
trying
facial
to
recognition
steal.
technology in stores across the U.S. And along with
I think it's a
Lowe's,
good thing.
Target, and
Yeah.
others, Walmart penciled themselves in as won't use. The assumption was the company had abandoned facial recognition and pivoted focus to AI that captured unscanned items instead. However, in 2022, the chain was hit with a class action lawsuit that alleged a Walmart in Illinois had used facial recognition software on customers on multiple occasions over the past 3 years. While Walmart denied this, if the allegation is true, this goes against the state's Biometric Privacy Act. But even without
it's a
facial
law.
recognition, Walmart's advancements in anti-theft technology have flourished. Yet amid self-checkout hacks and shoplifting jokes online, would shoppers hear the warnings sounding off across social media before it was too late?
I'm stealing from Walmart self-checkout.
We're able to see everything you're purchasing, how much your total purchase is, and how much each item costs.
Legally or
Purchasing, how much your total purchase is, and how much each item costs.
legally.
She's saying it's on
or
that. No,
illegally.
that's not how that works.
We gonna get that money.
One TikTok user claimed that not only did new security technology prevent theft,
Use that little
at
phone
least
to like
one
search up
Walmart
items and scan
location
stuff.
put shoplifters on display.
Walmart has these new cameras right above the cashiers.
And
One
other
thing goes
stuff, too.
wrong, and your face pops up on these screens. The slightest hand movement that looks like you're stealing, that camera catches it and then it puts it on the screen.
But even without the public shaming,
So what?
self-checkout
Like, if you're
isn't
not
as
stealing, who
private
cares?
as it appears.
We can see everything you scan, so you guys are not sneaky.
If you go in there
and scan your stuff and it appears that you have missed scanning an item, the self-checkout attendant has to come and review the camera footage on your register. They're going to review it and see if you stole something.
I never heard of that in my life.
And while the comment section on a since deleted TikTok from a Walmart employee suggested that shoppers were skeptical over how actively Walmart employees monitored these devices.
LOL, they don't even be looking at the handheld. They be running their mouth in the corner while I'm doing a buy one get one free sale.
That's crazy.
Next thing I'm gonna steal is one of those things.
It's possible for
Those really don't do
shoplifters to
anything.
be outsmarted
It just helps
without
you work.
knowing they were caught in the first place. So how does this work? Well, have you ever been scanning your items at self-checkout when the machine suddenly crashes? Sure, this could just
No.
be your run-of-the-mill malfunction. Or perhaps the glitch was intentional. See, allegedly, Walmart workers can pause transactions at self-checkout when they notice suspicious activity, as a former employee explained on TikTok.
On these Walmart CC devices, we have the option to pause your self-checkout at any point and pretend like there's something wrong with the machine if we suspect
Never heard of that
you're
in my life.
stealing.
I mean,
But from the
I was never a
customer's end,
cashier.
it simply looks
or
like
like
their
a
self-checkout machine crashed.
Checkout
Once we hit the pause
standing
transaction
person.
button, your
But
self-checkout is going to
I've
look
never heard of
something
that.
like this. If it's
I
not
did have a
something like
TC
this,
though.
then your screen will be frozen where it's at and it won't let you scan any more items.
And suddenly, the customer that
Yeah,
was
just don't
possibly
steal.
looking for discretion is forced to ask for assistance, summoning an employee that is all too eager to play technician, even if it's just pretend.
Basically, we click that thing that has the key and we lift it up and we pretend like we're looking at the machine to see if there's something wrong with it.
And when the employee finds the machine, which was never broken, is beyond fixing, any scheme the customer had of giving themselves a discount on their purchase has been foiled.
They'll take everything out of the bags and they'll be like, don't worry, we'll ring you up at another machine. There must be something wrong with this one. And at that point, they'll just take you to a main checkout where there's an actual person to cash you out.
Of course, employees can't notice everything. That's where security cameras come into play.
Walmart security room looks a little something like this. It's a bunch of computers and it shows you every aisle, and they have pinch and zoom cameras that are 360, meaning that they can literally turn anywhere in the store.
And this technology can get invasive quickly.
They can zoom in
That's
so
a fucking
far.
lot of cameras though. Like what the
Technology
fuck
can
was
get
that?
invasive
Oh my
quickly.
god.
They can zoom in
That story's
so
fucked.
far on the cameras that they can literally read your text messages if they really wanted to.
But
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
this degree
I don't
of
know about that.
surveillance
Like, the cameras
really
itself is pretty
necessary?
shit.
Surely, the
I highly doubt you
largest
can zoom
private
in and just
employer
read
in
texts.
America isn't going to fold
Fucking
because
HD
of an
quality.
unscanned item from time to time. Well, this may be true if shoplifting were just a minor issue for the company. However, the level of theft that Walmart has recently been hit with
Yo, these people are
isn't
so
just small
stupid. It
potatoes.
is so
It's a
annoying seeing these things like
full-blown
online.
epidemic. In December 2022, the retailer
Like you should just be able to fucking deck customers that try to do
In
this.
December 2022, the retailer's CEO,
Like, I know you
Doug
can't touch
McMillan,
them,
told
but
CNBC
you gotta be able to
that
just
the
walk up and
latest
fucking
uptick in
deck them,
shoplifting
you know?
would
Stop.
require drastic action if law enforcement continued to exercise leniency on these crimes.
If that's not corrected over time, prices will be higher and or stores will close.
However, raising prices or diminishing access wouldn't punish unpaying customers, but those who rely on the discounted merchandise Walmart is known for.
Everything's gone up, gasoline and taxes.
I mean, it's not just Walmart.
In the
It's
world of
every
retail,
store
the
that
term
sells
for
stuff.
what's happening is shrinkage,
Everything
when
will
the
always
items
get more
available in
expensive.
store are fewer than what's in inventory. In 2022,
Dude,
the
not just the
National
Walmart thing.
Retail Federation reported the average shrink rate across retailers was 1.4%. That's $94.5 billion in losses, almost $4 billion more than the previous year. Fox News correspondent Stuart Varney cited this recent upswing in shoplifting as a cultural shift in the way the American people viewed theft as not a crime, but a reclamation of what they were entitled to.
If this is the new morality, you can count me out.
However, his view on legislation,
It's okay to take up to $950 worth of necessities in California.
Oh, I
That's
heard
just
that.
an
Like,
invitation to steal.
wasn't
fucking, they say Walmart, you have like a $500 thing limit to how much you can spend.
entirely
Or, like, not
accurate.
spend, but
For
steal.
example, in
It
California,
doesn't make sense to me.
shoplifting goods worth less than $950 is a misdemeanor, whereas stealing merchandise worth over that amount is classified as a felony. And according to some alleged
yeah.
ex-employees of of big retailers. Some locations are watching you more closely than others for a really long time.
They will continue letting you steal, all the while they're documenting the value amount of every single item that you are stealing, and they will wait.
They wait until you're thousands and thousands of dollars worth in debt. You know, federal crime level. In jail behind bars. They will do anything to do that.
However, this
Sure,
doesn't
okay.
mean there aren't consequences to petty theft. Both a misdemeanor and a felony can
Just don't
result
fucking steal,
in
it's not
jail
that
time.
hard.
For a
Just don't steal.
misdemeanor, this can be up to 364 days behind bars. And for a felony, this can be 3 years. And while it would be impossible
Wait, how much
for-
is it?
And for
4?
a felony, this can be 3 years. And while it would be
Up to a year?
impossible for law enforcement to
Yeah, you're
prosecute
stealing to
every
get a
instance
year
of
or
petty
3
theft,
years
police
in jail.
presence was upped at Walmart
what?
locations in California to deter theft during the 2022 holiday season.
For thieves, the message is that we'll be out there. We're going to be vigilant. We know it's that time of the season which a lot of shoppers are out there, but we're going to be out there as well.
But while the case of a 17-year-old dressed as a Walmart employee stealing $30,000 from 3 separate store locations in 2013 proved it's not impossible for individuals to leave their mark on the retail business, lone perpetrators are rarely the problem.
The increase is in
That's so stupid.
organized retail theft when a large group goes into a store to take a lot of merchandise all at once and leave in a hurry, and that's happening at stores like Walmart.
Organized crime networks were responsible for the billions of losses
Like the,
retailers suffered.
I think the only way you can prevent this, not prevent, like heavily slow down on thieving and doing like this huge robbery stuff. Literally let your employees deal with it. Don't have your employees just sit there, stand there, and just do nothing. Like for Walmart, I was thinking about or trying to get the security position, so I knew some of the stuff you have to do. And you just fucking stand there. Like, I'm being dead ass. You like try to de-escalate some situations here or there, but you pretty much just stand there and just get people away from those people, and that's it. You're not allowed to like touch them, get physical or anything, which is stupid. Doesn't make any sense to me. But if stores let people get physical with customers, not try to steal or like cause problems, none of this would happen, There's none of it.
in 2022. And with these thieves increasingly threatening or resorting to
Look
violence,
at this, people are
they've
just
become a
able
danger
to
to
video it and they
employees
can't even
and
do anything.
customers alike. As the story of an
It's so dumb.
83-year-old Home Depot employee passing away weeks after coming into contact with a shoplifter suspected of being part of one of these networks made painfully clear. And it seems Walmart has already started taking steps to remedy their losses, as the company has begun closing stores.
It's kind of crazy. You don't hear things like
Walmart closing
closing.
stores? It's insane.
And as former customers mourn the loss of the chain's bargain deals,
This is a big hit to the community because, Walmart have great prices, honestly.
those too were disappearing. TikToker Amy Way to Save is known for posting videos that teach viewers how to shop on a budget. But
Yeah,
this
you're fucking
January,
stupid.
Amy diverted from her typical content to test rumors of inflation by comparing an old shopping haul.
Towards the end of 2020, I went to Walmart and I purchased all of these things for $10.09, and I made a week's worth of meals for one person.
With the price of the same products
Wow.
in 2022
And they cost me about 10% more.
and 2023.
Now they cost $15.10, which is about 50% more than the prices at the end of 2020.
One comment surmised viewer reaction. We need to start calling it what it is: price gouging. And as these recent changes suggest, Walmart's loss prevention strategy hasn't brought an end to shoplifting. In fact, in 2020, concerned Walmart corporate workers contacted Wired to complain about the company's AI system, which they believe was doing harm to innocent people. Walmart started using the program from AI firm Everseen in 2017, but while the technology made big claims,
Everseen overcomes human limitations. By using state-of-the-art artificial intelligence, computer vision systems, and big data, we can detect abnormal activity and other threats.
of a near dystopian
Yeah, I wouldn't trust an
nature,
AI with
Our
that shit.
digital
Like,
eye
what?
has perfect vision. and it never needs a coffee break or a day off.
It appeared security didn't have to worry about
I mean, I
AI
understand the
making
AI
their
aspect,
jobs
but like,
obsolete just
it's also
yet.
not
The workers told
accurate
Wire
100 like all the
Everseen
time.
misidentified innocuous behavior as theft and often failed to stop actual instances of stealing. However, if the retailer's recent leaps in theft prevention are any indication, shoppers appear to be the last thing on Walmart's mind. From putting customers' purchases on display,
They showed a picture, y'all, of what you scanning, so y'all that be putting the different tags on, it's a wrap.
to machines flashing when shoppers
Don't
miss
fucking
scanning
steal.
an item, to taking the self-checkout to a whole other level.
And you gotta use these. They don't even scan them no more.
Alleged changes rolling out at Walmart
I
locations.
like the whole hand scanner thing. It makes it so much easier, dude. Like what? Like I don't get people that complain about having to grab an audit. What the fuck? Grab a product and slide it over a thing just to scan it. The whole like click is just so much
They don't
easier.
even scan them no more.
Alleged changes rolling
People
out
just
at
complain about
Walmart
anything.
locations make it clear pleasing customers is no
So
longer
stupid.
the company's biggest consideration. And as Walmart continues taking security
What?
to new extremes.
Pack of gum is crazy.
Okay,
Seriously, scan it.
It's always something in Walmart. And they got the
Pack of
locks
gum
on
is
the
actually
mascara.
crazy.
Every time you go to Walmart, if you choose
Oh,
to
yeah,
use
these are cool.
And they got the locks.
Like I know it's crazy to have those on your like the makeup beauty aisles, but I like that. You just fucking put a magnet, clicks open. I love doing that. It's fucking great.
On the mascara.
Every time you go to Walmart, if you choose to use the self-checkout lane, you are risking your freedom.
Other companies have started
don't steal.
engaging in similar
Yeah.
practices.
We wouldn't have
All
any
of
of
these
this stuff
stores
if
now
people
have
just didn't
cameras.
steal.
They all have inventory, they all have software.
People
With
work,
theft
you know,
prevention
made
carts
themselves
that lock
money and
their
actually buy
wheels
stuff.
after exiting the store's perimeters, tying items in spider
Oh, yeah.
wraps that set off alarms when stolen, or keeping video games tethered to displays.
I
There's
think
an
these are
endless
good,
amount
like
of
what?
ways to prevent theft, but the biggest one you've likely seen is finding your everyday objects behind a glass wall.
I asked the lady to give me the mascara out, and she did. But instead of handing it to me, she like, hold on, I gotta give you something. Why she give me the mascara in this box? Don't nobody want to steal this mascara.
Yeah, why would she
I
do
would
that?
have to call a manager just to get a pack of toothpaste.
As shoplifters
manager,
continue
but,
to use
you know,
retail stores
somebody.
as their playground,
It's
Gotta get
just
somebody.
too much anymore. You know, it's just gotten out of control.
That looks great.
The theft is just out of
Fuck is that?
control. People are filling up their shopping carts and just walking out of the store.
Just walk out with the stuff.
the need for these businesses to curb theft and prevent further losses has called for
Just gotta
drastic
drop people.
changes.
No, it's
Who
not that
knew
hard.
Colgate and Crest needed security
Make
like
money.
a Cartier diamond?
But as increased security comes at the expense of a seamless
Can't
shopping
afford something, don't get it.
experience.
Why are
No,
places
simple.
like Target stopping us from taking our $500 worth of stuff to our car? Like now I have
That's
to somehow
$500?
carry it all the way over there. It's like I don't even know where my car is.
Our big box retailers
Is she
simply
complaining about
lending a
where she
hand
parked
in
her
digging their
fucking
own
car?
Our big
I have to somehow carry it.
Just park closer to the store. Like why you parked all the way out there? Yeah, like when you park far from someplace, you should not have to bring the car there. You should get whatever. Like if you're parking far, you usually get like small items so you can just carry it back to your car. You don't. Yeah, it's just it doesn't make sense. People are stupid. It's so annoying. I hate people, man. I hate people. But that's a good video, man. A Walmart employee exposes what they do. TikTok goes viral. Spill.